it's not really a video because I was going to pull it on the screen and show it, but it just stays on one screen. But we're going to listen to this short little excerpt that Jack Stamp has put together, and it's just simply entitled, Why Music Matters.
I get tired of people talking about how bands, in particular, is easy. It is not easy. It's my feeling that sometimes our priorities is out of whack. As much as I love sports, I sometimes think in our school system, sports take precedence over academics. And when sports are important for a lot of factors, they're not as hard as it is to be in band. I was thinking about a good batting average, 300. That's 30%. If we play 30%, how about that? And in football, you actually get a chance, there's built-in failures, right? They call it an incomplete pass. We can't have an incomplete B flat. And we don't get free chances to play it, and then we can't punt in the middle of a piece. Now, granted, the difference is we don't have anyone trying to stop us from playing. So you do have that in a sports contest. But let's go to academics for a minute. You have to realize that music is one of the few things you students do that uses both sides of the brain. The left side of the brain is dealing with all the technical stuff. You see, they're reading a foreign language. So there's really developed language skills and reading skills because they're reading a foreign language. Into what someone told me, they're turning in the fight and making you feel color. The durations are all fractional. They're dealing with that all the time. They're dealing with the technical aspects of their instrument, what fingers to put down, also how their harmonizer is shaped to make the sound. Much more than that, they're dealing if they're playing in tune or not. Are they playing right? No, they're playing those enough, long enough, connected enough, something. We're not even going to deal with all those aspects. We're going to deal with one aspect, right and wrong. So what is it from demonstrate? Between 90 and 95%. Because of the odd number of groups, some of them are actually above 95, some of them are around 90. But we're going to play for you just a second of Shenandoah with my great apologies to Frank Pichelli. We're going to play it for a section. First we'll play it for you correctly. And then we'll play it for you at 95 or so percent, which in most academic classes is an A. Okay, so here's Shenandoah correctly. And that was today. You see, music demands perfection. Now, we don't always get there. In fact, seldom do we get there. But it's the one few things in their lives that demand that they be perfect. So what you heard was 146 mistakes. No one really made more than one mistake. But 146 happening at 94% of This is so important, ladies and gentlemen, and you can't let someone who doesn't know about music take music out of our schools. You've got to realize, parents, they won't listen to us teachers. They think we just won't do the job. They'll listen. The other thing is that the right side of the brain, which we didn't even think about, is the one that develops the heart. The one that they can and go of, triggers some emotion in you, and typically trigger emotions up. If you start out Thursday, the interesting Thursday, they say to me, I thought, these are really good players. I'm not sure that they believe you. Their perspective is not sure they believe you. Well, that kind of has changed. You come from bigger things. This morning we had a wonderful sharing session about what music is about, why they do music. And it was nice to hear them open up about what music has done for them and why they do it. If the future of America is in the hands of people like this, I'm real comfortable with that.
I hope you all enjoyed that, and the reason I did that was partly because we have a fantastic band program here in Canfield that we're very, very proud of, and it's had a long tradition of excellence here, and along with what you just heard, because this is very breaking news, just happened over the weekend, our high school bands, we have two high school bands here at Canfield High School. One is called the Concert Band, and one is called the Symphonic Band, and both of those bands back in March made it through our district band competition and were eligible to participate in state band contest. And Friday evening, both bands traveled to North Royalton High School, and they were very successful, where both bands received a superior rating, which is a 1 rating. It's the highest rating you can get. And that's really, really quite an accomplishment, because you're being judged by 3 band directors who are your peers from throughout the state of Ohio, other band directors from outside of the Mahoning Valley area, and they come in from throughout the state to judge. So it's quite an honor when you receive a superior rating and your peers are saying you're doing a great job. That is very, very nice. So I know our high school students are not here this evening, but Mr. Bonamaze, our high school band director, is here someplace this evening. And how about if we just recognize our high school students for their accomplishments? We followed that up on Saturday by taking our 8th grade band to what is called the Music in the Parks Festival at Cedar Point. And our 8th grade band was very successful this past weekend on Saturday as well. They received a first place in 1AA for their division. And then they also received what is considered the overall best middle school band for the Friday-Saturday weekend at Cedar Point. So how about a round of applause for our 8th grade band? I'd like to just take a moment here to welcome everybody to our concert this evening. It's going to feature our 5th and 7th grade bands. And these students have put in a lot of great work this school year and are ready to perform an amazing concert for all of you. Before we begin, though, I'd like to just take care of a lot of announcements and so forth so that we can just keep the program rolling on and not to have too many interruptions throughout. I would just like to remind our audience members that as you exit tonight's concert, there will be either a high school student or perhaps Mr. Bonamaze that will be at the back doors, and they'll be accepting donations that go into our sheet music account. So if you'd like to make any type of donation for that, it is greatly, greatly appreciated. I want to just take a moment to talk to both 5th grade parents and 7th grade parents about what's going to happen the rest of the school year. Because you may be wondering, well, gee whiz, tonight's the concert, and we have about, 17 days or so of school left. What are the kids going to be doing? So here's what it's going to look like for 5th grade band. They're going to keep playing yet for the remainder of the school year. We're going to be using that green Band Fundamentals book that we've been using all school year long. And I asked the kids and the parents, please don't lose that green Band Fundamentals book over the summertime. Because when we start school back up at the end of August, beginning September, we're going to be using that green book to play from. And we'll be reviewing from there. And then we didn't quite finish the book. We have about 10 pages yet to go. And so we'll review and then finish that book towards the beginning part of 6th grade. They also have their 3-ring binders that they're going to be bringing to class over the next few days. We're going to be cleaning out those binders, getting rid of some old stuff that we don't need any longer, putting some things in order so that when they come back to school in August, that we're ready to hit the ground running with a nice clean binder and ready to go. School-owned instruments. Kids that are playing on tubas at home, or French horn at home, or baritone at home, they should keep those instruments at home over the summertime. That way they can keep practicing just like the other kids who are renting their instruments from either, most of them are from Pellegrino Music or Music and Arts. Now, 7th graders, what do those folks look like for the remainder of the school year? Well, kind of the same thing. They're going to be receiving, actually, on Friday, they'll be receiving their pep band music for 8th grade. And next year's 8th grade band is actually going to be performing with the Cardinal Pride Marching Band on Friday, September 26th. So they're going to get that packet of music. We're going to get a head start on it, and then they have it over the summertime. There's play-along tracks that I will be posting in Google Classroom, and they'll have access to all that stuff all summer long so they can keep up with things and then come back to school in the fall ready to go. As far as 7th graders, you guys need to make sure you guys are keeping both your Premier Performance book and your Essential Elements book. We'll be using both of those in 7th grade, so try not to lose those over the summertime. That way we can hit the ground running again when we start back, okay? All right, we're going to begin with our 5th grade band, and I hope you all were able to get a program on your way in. If not, just let you know the 5th grade band is going to be performing Majestic March, Mickey Mouse March, When the Saints Go Marching In, Let's Rock, and Power Rock. And then at the end of Power Rock, I would like to invite up all the any parent or relative or friend who was learning to play the instrument this year. You know, we talked about that back at the beginning of the school year and maybe a little bit at the holiday concert. I know some of you folks have been learning your instrument. Your child's been teaching you, which is fantastic for them. It's probably the best thing they can do, because if they can teach somebody else how to play the instrument, they're going to be very successful doing it themselves, because they have to be able to troubleshoot and help you and maybe fix embouchure things or tell you what fingerings are correct or what have you. So by them becoming the teacher makes them the better player. So we're going to invite up all of our parents, relatives, friends that would like to come play after Power Rock. And we have a couple tunes that we're going to be working on when we get to that part of the concert there. About the 5th grade band. If you heard them at the pasta dinner, you're not going to believe what you're going to hear this evening. It's only been 9 weeks since the pasta dinner. And if you recall at that concert, they were all playing about 16 measure unison little songs that they were doing. Tonight, they're playing actual full band complete arrangements. And this group is on track to becoming a really, really great 6th grade band. And I can't wait to see their musical growth next year. So we are going to start with the 5th grade band and hope you enjoy their performance.
softball they do. Her students played against the teachers that were already out teaching in the area. And Bernie was already teaching in Gray, and we were playing Sunday afternoons, spring softball. Are we doing that? And then when I came back to student teach, I student softball at Gray High School. It was the greatest experience I've had, probably the best student teaching experience that any ever had. Wonderful master teacher. And his granddaughter is playing Frank Warren at the end. And so he's sitting for the granddaughter. Just had to serve her. Great, great job. Former student plan. Danielle, nice, good to see you. Awesome. All righty. Drummer back there, Mr. Farnes. Get your chair. I think we have an extra one somewhere.
The 7th grade band would like to open their portion of tonight's concert with a piece of music that portrays zigging and zagging throughout the fast and slow sections within this piece. We hope you enjoy Sean O'Loughlin's Zigzag. Our next selection is a Larry Clark composition called Pinnacle of Distinction. This is a standard march form, but with varying dynamics and articulations. The 7th grade band would like to continue with a John Edmondson original tune entitled Bumblebee Blues. This piece was inspired by the familiar Flight of the Bumblebee by Rimsky-Korsakov. It has been a great teaching piece for the chromatic scale, which you will hear throughout the band. How about a special round of applause for our beekeeper, Mr. Joseph Masternick. You know, we're very fortunate here in the Canfield Band Program to have a lot of great paraprofessionals that work with our kids. You can see all their names listed in the program and so forth. But we're going to feature our low brass section and low woodwind section right now. Mr. Broccoli works with those kids, and they were able to put together a special piece for tonight's concert. It's entitled English Folk Song, or it is an English folk song, and it's entitled Shepherd's Hay. Back on March 22nd, we had some students participate in what's called the OMEA District 5 Solo and Ensemble Contest. And at this time, we're going to recognize some of those students that participated that day, both solos and ensembles. If you performed a solo on your band instrument that day at Solo and Ensemble Contest, would you please stand and be recognized? All the soloists. Great. At this time, you guys can have a seat. At this time, I'm going to recognize some of the solo, or the ensemble kids that participated that day. And we have one that I'm going to start off with. It's kind of a special award. This was a 7th grader that actually played with our 8th grade percussion ensemble. We needed an extra part covered, and this student was willing to step up and help out. So, Michael Smallwood, would you please come forward and get your certificate, please? Our Canfield Woodwind Quartet. Oops. Oh, yes, it was a quartet, but there was only 3 students that actually performed that day. And it worked out really good. We did it as a trio. Everything worked out great. They got a 1 rating, and the judge never knew the difference. So I pulled some strings on that one. But I'd like to recognize at this time Danila Lucia Papalardo, Julian Ivanoff, and Trevor Seacrest for our Woodwind Quartet. So come receive your certificates. We had a woodwind duet, also receiving a 1 rating, and that is Liliana Batchinger and Emerald Cronin. And our 7th grade percussion ensemble also received a 1 or superior rating. And when you hear your name, guys, come forward and get your certificate. Logan Bram, Michael Smallwood, Aurora Taylor, Joseph Masternick, and Jack Lapata. All righty. The 7th grade band is going to continue with a John O'Reilly piece of music called Cinco Rock. And this is kind of a 50s style rock chart based on the 12-bar blues. The 7th grade band is going to be performing this Thursday at OMEA District 5 large group adjudicated event, along with their 8th grade band. So similar to what I spoke about at the beginning of the program, how our high school bands went to state band contest on Friday, this is the middle school version of that. So we're going to be performing at Lakeview High School on Thursday during the school day. We'll be performing for 3 judges who are either retired band directors or active band directors in the state of Ohio. And similar to our high school band, these kids are going to get a rating between 1 and 5, and based on how well they play. The couple of the songs that we played tonight are going to be part of that program on Thursday. The Zigzag tune that you heard at the beginning, the Pinnacle of Distinction March, will be part of that program, as well as our closing number that we'll talk about here in just a moment. So I want to thank the 5th graders for being such a great audience this evening. You guys did wonderful. 7th graders, you did a nice job while the 5th grade band was playing as well, so thank you so much. That's greatly appreciated. I want to thank all the parents and family members who are here. It's been a great audience this evening, and I want to thank you especially for allowing your children to be a part of music education. And in my humble opinion, and of course I'm a little bit biased, but I think you have them in the best band program in Northeast Ohio. So thanks for allowing them to do that. Based on what you've heard tonight with our 7th graders and 5th graders, you know, these 7th graders will be at the high school band in just 2 short years, or well, 1 short year, actually. And so Mr. Bonamaze has a great outlook here for the future of the high school band program. So very happy for that. We're going to have the 7th grade concert band is going to conclude with a Scott Watson composition entitled Awake the Iron, Desperata Fero, or Awake the Iron. That was the battle cry of medieval Spanish soldiers called the Almogavers. In the dim light of dawn, as they prepared for battle, these fierce soldiers would beat their swords on rocks, shouting this phrase. We hope you enjoy the energetic rhythms, modal themes, insistent unisons, and powerful percussive writing on Awake the Iron.
Thank you all for attending. Have a safe trip home. Have a wonderful summer, and we'll see you back in August. Start of another school year. Thank you.